I'm going to show you how to use wordreference.com, an online dictionary that I recommend we use in this Spanish class. The first thing you have to do is type in www.wordreference.com. There's also an app that you can get on your phone, which might make it easier. We're going to use the word bend as an example because there are a couple different definitions. When I type it in, I type in bend. I cannot type in bended or bending because word reference does not recognize conjugated verbs. You have to start with the infinitive, which would be to bend. So I just type in the word bend and see what comes up. As you can see, I get a bunch of different definitions. Here is the word. VT tells you that it's a verb. VI tells you that it's an intransitive verb. This is a transitive verb. This is an intransitive verb. Basically, you just need to know that they're verbs. N tells you that it's a noun. If bend could be an adjective, you might see ADJ or ADV if it's an adverb. It's important to know the parts of speech because if you're using the word bend, as in he bended the straw, you know that bend is a verb and you have to use the verb. If you're using bend as in we went around the bend, it's a noun, and that would mean you have to find the word that's a noun. Word reference is also great because it gives you context. This form of bend means to make curved. This form of bend is like a curve in the road for how the road to curve. This form of bend is the actual curve in the road. So depending on which verb or noun you're going to use, you need to look at the context. It will even give you example sentences. The machine bent the metal bar at a sharp angle. Or take the first road to the right after the road bends. So you know if you're talking about a road, you would use the verb realizar una curva. If you're talking about bend, as in to bend paper or to bend a straw, you would use curvar or doblar. This is also important, NF, because NF means it's a feminine noun, meaning you would use la curva. If a word in Spanish ends in an A, you should already know that it would be a feminine word. However, sometimes you don't know. NF would mean that it's a feminine noun. NM, which is down here, would mean it was a masculine noun and you would use el. Finally, one of the important things about word reference is if you see this little arrow, it will actually give you the conjugations for verbs. So if you click on the arrow, and I erase all of my markings so that you don't see them anymore, it gives you all of the different definitions or conjugations for doblar. It will show you the present tense conjugations, the imperfect tense conjugations, the preterite, the future, the conditional, which are things you've all learned. And then towards the bottom, the preterite perfect, which you've learned, pluscuamperfecto, which you learned, the future perfect, I don't believe you learned, and the conditional perfect, I don't believe you learned. It'll also give you the subjunctive, the present, which you have learned, the others you have not. So it will give you the conjugations, you just need to know how to use it. Doblar is a regular verb, so none of these words are in a different color. However, if you typed a word like casar, which is irregular, the irregular conjugation would be in a different color. You can see that it shows up in blue because it's a car-gar-zar verb. So any irregular conjugation would show up in blue. These are the most important things about word reference. It is an online dictionary. You cannot use conjugated verbs. However, it will give you conjugations. You just need to know how to use them. So now you can answer the following questions about word reference on your paper.